보라선언님도 소리 들리시나요?
We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tăng thính, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhật thiết chúng sanh. Hình kiến diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, Chư Hà Liêu Sanh Thoát Tư Ly Khổ Đạc Lạc Tất Chứng Vô Sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sadanto Suchedo Ye La Hudi San Miao San Puto Xie. Nam mô Thác Đắc Thác Tô Ya Đa Ya La Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai qian万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master Shenoa, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Amen. 诸佛菩萨、精良大师、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，Amen. chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư, Hòa thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is March 12, 2023. We are here at Wolf Forest because we are working on building an altar at the Dharma Treasury Temple to house the three new statues. It should be coming very soon. Okay, we made it at the port, so now we're waiting for it to be delivered. Maybe in no more than 2 weeks, barring another bad weather. Okay, so we are continuing on chapter 1, slide 74. Okay, so here the Mahasattvas were reciting some verses. These verses were, he recited these verses with the help of the Buddhas. So the Buddhas used the Mahasattvas to speak the Dharma. Okay, so now continuing with that verse, 74. Thank you. The thus come one's meritorious virtues are inconceivable. When sentient beings see him, their afflictions cease.
如来功德不思议，众生见者烦恼灭。
Okay. Thus come ones is the name, one of the 10 titles of the Buddha. So he, the Buddhas, he became a Buddha, and he became a Buddha because on the path to Buddhahood, he created tremendous merit and virtues. So there's a verse that Master Shuha used. He says, "Thought as many as dust motes in lands might still be counted. The waters of the great seas might still be drunk dry. Space might be measured. The wind might be tied. But the more meritorious virtues of the Buddhas can never be described." Okay? So that's what does it mean? It means that thoughts, okay? Thoughts, this world here is full of thoughts. We are full of thoughts. So you see, if you take all the living beings present here in this universe and you count their thoughts, you still are able to count them all. That's the point. Okay? Each moment, each one of us produces so many thoughts. Okay? And let alone, and then you take all the thoughts of the living beings, you still can count them, but you cannot count the Buddha's merit and virtues. The waters of the great seas might still be drunk dry. So you take the water of the great oceans, all the oceans in the world, and you can drink them dry. Okay? Or space can be measured. You can measure space. Okay? Or the wind may be tied down. Okay? So these are describing the tasks that are virtually impossible to do. I'm sure that in time the engineers will come up with a way to tie down the wind. We never know. Okay? We still have hope. But the meritorious virtues of the Buddhas can never be described. Okay? He creates so many good things. He did so many good things. And he did so, his conduct, his virtuous conduct is boundless. And that's why his meritorious virtues can never be measured. Inconceivable meaning that you cannot think of, you cannot imagine, you cannot come up with your mind. The only way for you to come up with that number is through your Buddha mind. That's the only way. Are we clear on that? So that's why it's inconceivable for us because we might be able to sit for 10 hours, but still 10 hours. Still not inconceivable. All right. When sentient beings see him, their afflictions cease. And this is one of the virtues of the Buddha. Okay? Whenever you draw near Buddha, you take a look at the Buddha, all of a sudden, your afflictions die down. One after another, after another. Okay, that's one of his vows. He says, when living beings see me, they will feel better about themselves, they feel better about life, they feel better about their daughters. You know? Okay? So that's what Buddhas do. And this is what Buddhas and Bodhisattvas do for us. When you see the Buddhas, when you see the Bodhisattvas, there naturally will be a decrease in your thinking and your afflictions. Okay? Afflictions, how do afflictions cease? The afflictions cease because what? Prozac. You don't know Prozac. You guys no medical people here. It's a medication for depression. Okay. So anyway, so why do afflictions cease? How are afflictions created in the first place? By thoughts. Sounds familiar? What? No? Does it ring a bell? You're afflicted because before you get afflicted, you think about it. No? You do it every single day and you don't even know. This is how pitiful you are. It's how inconceivable you are. You really are a mystery. Inconceivable. It's inconceivable to me. You have no clues what's going on inside our little heads. Huh? Okay, so afflictions, before affliction arise, the thoughts arise. Okay, yeah. And so when you see the Buddhas, the afflictions don't arise because you reduce your thinking. Hello, everyone. Anybody home? I know, I don't blame the Koreans. It's still early for them. They're still sleepy. Okay? But you here, you just, oh, you sleepy too. Too much for lunch. Okay, never mind. Moving on. 76, he enables everyone in the world to experience peace and bliss. The good, the God, comfortable, unmoving light observes thus.
普使世间获安乐，不动自在天能见。
Where does light come from, Chinese character? Am I missing something? The translation in English is the God, comfortable, unmoving light. Is there a light character? Okay, they must know something we don't. It's okay, it's not a big deal. Okay, so one of these gods that were there in the assembly. So he says, the verse continues, says, the Buddha enables everyone in the world to experience peace and bliss. Not just the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas too. When you go near the Bodhisattvas and the Mahasattvas, you feel more peaceful and blissful. For example, when you go near Master Xuanhua, for example, it's you feel calmer and more content. Oh, but then none of you went near him. I was like, the closest I got to him was like from here to that post there. Okay? And I felt peaceful already. That's why it's always fascinating to me when I go near someone, and to find out that that person doesn't think at all. It's just like so relaxed, so peaceful. So that peace and bliss as a state of mind. This morning I talked about being pleasant. Okay, you can give one form of giving that you can all do that costs nothing at all is to give your pleasant company. You go near someone and you get together with friends and drink and have barbecue, bulgogi, and a little bit of soju, okay, a little bit of alcohol. You feel happy, everyone happy, but that happiness is different from the things that ordinary people don't get in life. Is pleasant company. Very rare do you find it. And what is it? Pleasant company? Huh, Chun? What is pleasant to the Chinese? He has to think. Koreans, what is pleasant for you Koreans besides drinking and eating? Too early for them. I can't think. Yes, Chinese person, 5.
In Chinese, it's, I would just say good, like 好的.
Huh?
好的,
Good?
好的, 好的. Good,
Good?
pleasant, good, yeah. In this context, it's good.
Ooh, disgusting.
Sorry, Master, I have a question. I was thinking because...
Wait a minute. Okay. I'm not going to let you get away from it with this, okay? You come to me with a good thought, yes? Suppose I'm an evil natured person. How does it make you pleasant to me?
Because I'm not judging you.
But I'm evil, and you reek of goodness. How disgusting! You gotta give me something that works for everyone, not just for good people. See a Chinese, really? Yeah, Wei Mao.
Master, I have a question about a dharma from years ago that got cut off. It got cut off at the end, and in the dharma it said it was if you're a left-home person, then be a dharma protector, and if you're a lay person, be a dharma protector. So how can I do that?
How can you become a Dharma protector?
Yes, sir.
You want to be a Dharma protector? I mean, is it how do I become a Dharma protector, or how can a Chinese person become a Dharma protector?
How can I, as a lay person, protect the dharma in my apartment?
How can you what? Affirm it? Affirm? What?
In my apartment, I mean, how can I protect the dharma, and then maybe that can help somebody else out too? How can they protect the dharma?
Then protect the Dharma. Oh, okay. Okay. God, it's so complicated. It's a complicated man. Okay. I don't know. How do you become a Dharma protector? Okay. Can we go smaller? Don't talk about Dharma, okay? I don't know how to protect the Dharma, okay? Way beyond my realm. How do you protect your woman? I mean, your girl. Huh? Can we talk about that? A smaller scale? Huh? Mary Jo, is it more manageable? How do you protect your girl? You can't protect your girl, you cannot protect your Dharma. See, immediately Peter has an opinion. And Andres, let me think. Yes, go ahead, Peter.
Thank you, Master. It's a multi-step process.
He's a complicated man, what can I say? The white people. Yes, sir. White, pale-faced people. Excuse me. White is so discriminatory.
In my experience, the first step in the process is the woman or the significant other needs to give you permission to protect them.
No. Agree, disagree. You need to give them permission or not? No. I told you, I know women better than you. Okay. Step number 2, assuming number 1 is not needed.
You can use an expedient and go to step 2.
Okay, skip to step 2, yes.
Okay. Step 2
okay, rest you Asians. This is how pale-faced people think. Never mind, sorry. Mary Jo says, I never imagined my master could be so racist. Yeah, go ahead.
Step 2 is the first time you go to dinner, you make sure that you pull her chair out for her and help her sit down. And then when she gets up, you stand up and you pull her chair out for her as she stands up. That's the first step to protection.
I'm at a loss of words. I never taken a woman out and had to pull her chairs like that, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Usually I go to a restaurant, you know what happens? I don't know about you. I go to a restaurant, I don't pull out chairs. It's the maitre d' who pulls out the chairs of my girl. I don't
Well,
know what
you're-
kind of
you're-
restaurant you go to.
So that is also protection because you're in fact paying for that to happen, Master. So that is, you're offering that.
So you saying I pay the maitre d' to protect my girl?
Well, as a Sicilian, we have a long history of understanding you pay for protection.
Blame on the Sicilians again. Here we go again.
But long term,
Actually, he moonlights as a mafia hitman. Yes, sir. Number 3.
So longer term, so maybe step 10 or step 15 is you provide a ring. And that ring represents a circle of trust.
The ring you put around her nose?
And once you have the ring and she accepts the ring, then you provide shelter and clothing and shopping and groceries and life insurance and washer and dryer and mortgages, and it goes on and on and on.
Okay, I have a lot of young and impressionable men here. Okay. Good try. Anyone else? How do you protect your woman? I mean, yeah? Wei Mao. Next.
Yes.
Okay.
good
G.I. Joe.
afternoon.
Yeah, you. G.I. Joe. Who's G.I. Joe?
I
Hey.
forgot about that term. Yes, we've got a comment from Cordelia, and then I have a question for you, Master.
Yeah.
Cordelia wants to know if seeing Buddhist statues helps you stop thinking, or does it have to be a flesh transformation Buddha or Bodhisattva?
It depends. Usually, the good Buddha statues will help you reduce thinking as well. Why? Because they're surrounded by protectors, Dharma protectors. Not pale-faced Dharma protectors. Usually, it's yellow-faced Dharma protectors. Much simpler protection. The pale-face, they pull out chairs and, they put rings around your nose. I mean, it's too much. Yes, what is your question, sir?
I'm tempted to pass on it so we can keep this conversation alive if someone else would like to continue with an answer for your question, Master. How do you protect one?
Okay. How do you protect what? One?
Well, as you ask, how do you protect your significant other?
I mean, how do you protect your woman?
Yes.
These people are so, they're try to avoid controversies. Just spit it out. Don't you want to protect your woman?
Yes.
What's the point in speaking Dharma? We can't be blunt and straight about it.
Absolutely.
Okay. I have 3 girls here. Young girls here. Okay. Anyone would like to say, okay, let's hear from girls. How would you like to be protected? JC. What? JC woke up? Whoa. 안녕하세요.
Yeah.
Okay.
법을 보호하기 위해서 먼저 발언해야 한다고 생각합니다. 왜냐하면 저는 아이들을 보호하려고 박사부처님 엄청 비거든요.
Okay. It sounds
부처님께 빕니다. 기도합니다.
Go on.
Master, to protect Dharma, I think we need to first of all we need to make a vow. For example, in order to protect my children, I pray to Buddha.
Can we keep it simple? How do I protect my woman? Okay, we go to your children later. Let's stick to how do you protect your woman. Wei Mount.
Okay, thank you, Master. I'm going to give you a very direct, male, speaking from the heart answer.
You're the only male who's speaking up. All the males here in Go Forest, they are mum. Mum is the words.
I'll break the ice.
Okay.
I'll open it up.
Okay, speak up.
One word, biceps.
Biceps. Biceps, not fists. Huh?
Well, the gun show starts here.
Where are your biceps? I cannot see your biceps.
Okay, 10 years ago. Imagine 10 years ago.
10 years ago,
Because
he says.
when you're out,
He
with
says,
your
use your
woman-
imagination.
I'm married now. The rules change. So
So you're
you're-
married now, you don't need to protect your woman?
the protection gets more complicated. So
You started it. My question is very simple. You had to do 10 steps. Starting with
Five
maitre d'.
when you're out with your woman, I'm going to get quoted.
Look at the way he talks. He's so sexist. When I say I sex my woman, I have no sex. I mean, my mind is not sexist. But when he's talking his woman, can you sense the sexism?
When you're at the county fair and you see the big guy wearing the sleeveless shirt and he has biceps, no man is going up to his woman and saying, "Can I talk to you?"
There's some truth in there. I'd be scared of it. That Incredible Hulk is protecting his woman.
So you need Dharma biceps.
Biceps Dharma. Okay. Anyone else? Koreans. The Koreans are giggling now. Wei Mount.
Master, to me, first is we care. We need to care, show them we care, and then we watch out for them.
You care, and then what?
And we watch out for any risk that coming near them.
When was the last time you protected your woman?
I've never protect women, Master. I protect my man.
So you, so you speak from theory. I want personal experience. I want real thing. No, not your imagination like some pale-faced people who's talking about bicep who has no biceps. Yes, 6.
Master, so one way you can protect your woman is you do things in the background like financial planning, maintaining their car so that it's safe, basically doing all the boring chores, but maintaining security that way.
Some of my disciples are so boring, I can't take this. Okay, anyone else? How do you protect your woman? You notice that? When I say your woman, you're not offended. But when the other people say my woman, we're offended. Yes, woman. I mean women. How would you like to be protected? I'm tired of hearing from men who don't know what they're talking about. Clearly, these are not protectors. Vicky, you're the lady with worldly experience. How would you like to be protected? What did Michael do for you?
Oh my God. So much. Where do I start? Okay, he's fabulous. Okay. Boom. If I feel down or I'm worried, he gives me a big hug and he says, honey, don't worry. I'll take care of everything. If I think, oh gosh, I don't know, what am I going to do without a car? My car's been in the shop. They don't have the part. He says, honey,
It's still in the shop? You gotta be kidding me.
it's going to get fixed Wednesday. It's going to get in the shop this Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay, here's the thing. All this time I've been without a car, he's given me his car to use. No. It's so wonderful. And then if I don't have any, if I have a big bill I have to pay, he takes care of it. And if I saw a purse I like, then he buys it for me.
Now she's interested.
And then,
Her fax now is interested. My God, can you imagine we have 3 kids here playing, 3 girls playing each other? When I talk about how to protect your woman, this is very, they all became interested. You see, I'm telling you, this is universal interest. Thank you. Next. Okay, woman, how would you like to be protected? Huh? No one? JC. Oh, thank God. I mean, JMT, like people at the other Korean temple, oh my God, they're like, I'm not touching this. Yeah.
저는 남자가 제 차 문을 열어줄 때랑 제가 옷을 샀을 때 이쁘다고 해줄 때랑 그리고 밖에 나갔다 들어올 때 꽃을 주었을 때 보호를 느꼈습니다.
Master, when the men open the car door and then buy the new clothes and he says, I'm pretty. Also, when I go out and come back, he gives me flowers. That's when I feel protected.
Oh, romance. Romance. Okay, anyone else? How do you protect your woman? Or how would you like your man to protect you? Huh? How about San Francisco? Do you have any input? Cordelia, how do you want your man to protect you? And Chung-Yin Sunim, Xian Yao, that's next. You are next. Don't go anywhere. See, he's leaving. Look at that. I knew it. He now hid behind the door. Cordelia, go ahead. What is protection for you? No? He says, I don't know. Anyone else? My God, it's been a while, and no other men here at Go Forest would care to comment? Wei Mao, Wei Mao in the 3rd trial.
Well, it's been a while, but last girlfriend, I used to just be with her and protect
You
her.
started it, don't blame us.
It's been a few years, but just protect her as in public if we're out, see some jerk looking at her or whatever. And I used to remember all the anniversaries and birthdays. That's very good, right?
Okay. I don't know about you, okay? But this is how I was taught by a lady. She used to scold me. She says, "Stop!" I said, "What? What did I do?" She says, "When we go down the stairs, I expect you to lead the way so that in case I fall, you catch me." Intuitive. Everyone agrees. That's protection. Without protecting. Agree? You Asians are so boring. I can't take this. Lily, you agree or you disagree? Lily in Wei Mountain. Lily is very quiet. Yeah, no. I obey my husband until he misbehaves. Okay? Does it make sense to you? It's intuitive, right? I mean, you're ready and able. Sounds familiar? Right? Okay. So, what is protection? And Malcolm wants something deep. I'm not deep, so I don't know. I go shallow to make it easier to understand. Okay? So how do you protect? I don't know about you. What I learned from those experiences that you walk in front of her to take a bullet for her. That's protection. What? No? You disagree? It's obvious, right? I mean, you don't need 10 steps. It's just intuitive. If there's danger, just step in front. That's protection. No? Man, why do you look at me with wide eyes? Oh, so profound. What? That's what you do intuitively. Anthony, don't look down like that. Okay, you agree or disagree? Okay, how do you protect others' women? Yes, Wei Mom.
And now from Cordelia, the distaff side, she states, "I would like my men to leave me alone and let me do my thing." And also, I, on the other hand, she states,
God.
"Protect my men sitting there and watch what he needs and do it for him without being asked."
I told you I'm shallow. Don't throw deep things at me. Okay? So if you agree with that concept right there, that you protect someone with your life, with your body, yes? That's protection. You protect your woman with your body. You don't talk about it. You step in front. You catch. You don't say, is it step number 3 or step number 1? Should I make a vow? Did I make a vow? For Peter, it's like, wait. Let's go methodical here. First, let me make a vow to protect you. Huh? And then I pull a chair out for you, meaning I have to take you out to dinner first. You know, stuff like that is too complicated. Jumi, how would you like your man to protect you? You're a psychologist. I bet you the monks and nuns never had to face this type of question. How do I attack my woman? Yeah.
들리세요? 들리세요, 세라님? 네. 아상과 에고가 있는 한 여자 대신에 앞서 나가서 총을 맞을 수 없다고 생각합니다.
What? 3 sentences? That's too short.
Because
네.
because they have ego, I don't think they're going to block the bullet. For the woman.
This woman is skeptical. I will not touch that with a 10-foot pole. Her husband right behind her. Okay, so all I'm trying to do is point out to give you one example of how a man protects his woman. Similarly, a Dharma protector, how do you become a Dharma protector? Same thing. You put your body in front, like those bodyguards. Okay? That's fundamental. Agree, disagree? Huh? It's common sense. You shield them with your body, with everything you have. Whether it's money, whether it's a house, whether it's, clothes, whatever. It's all. Agree? Okay? So that's what Dharma, that's how you become a Dharma protector, Malcolm. You sacrifice your life. You're prepared to sacrifice your life to protect the Dharma. Okay? That's number one. Number two, not only are you prepared to sacrifice yourself for the protection services, you also, more than that, and what's unspoken in protecting your woman, is that you become stronger and stronger so that you provide better protection even. That's unspoken. That's assumed. Yes? Same thing. When you protect the Dharma, it's the same thing. These Dharma protectors of the Buddha, they don't simply protect and guard the Dharma or the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas day and night alone. They also are cultivating so that they can be better at it. It's total dedication. That's required of them. Am I making sense to you, Malcolm? All right, JMT.
차별 없이 다른 사람을 대신해서 총을 맞는 사람은 한국에서 마사지밖에 본 적이 없습니다. 들리세요? 네.
네.
The only person in Korea who could receive the bullets for others with no discrimination. That's Master Z.
Well, you're losing that protection soon. Okay. All right, how did we get into Dharma protection again? JMT? Okay, fine. Question from JMT. Go ahead. No question? Okay. Wei Mao question.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's probably the best way to protect the Dharma would be the 10 vows of universal worthy. Did you hear that?
Not sure.
I said maybe one of the best ways to protect the Dharma would be the 10 vows of universal worthy.
Can we try something new for a change? I can't get to you. Why don't we do this? Why don't we try this for size? Okay, Andres. And next time that you want to look a different direction, don't go like this. Okay, you go like this, or this, or this, or this. That way, will you stop moving your eyes?
Okay. Okay.
We have a joke here. There you go. There you go. You're a bunch of jokers. Let's get back to the real Dharma here. Okay, enough is enough. He enables everyone in the world to experience. Yes, YouTube.
Yeah, from Leo. When I was young and even now, my father used to put his hand ahead of my chest when he needed to slow down the car urgently. I know that gesture would not protect me practically, but I felt protected.
Yes, because it's the intention. Protection is more than just intention. Protection is action. You do, but the example I gave was to put your body in front of your woman to shield her from a bullet, from an arrow. Is to illustrate the fact that you act upon it. You don't talk about it. Okay, Way Mountain.
This is going back to the sutra. So he says that the Buddha enables people to feel peaceful with I'm sorry, Master. With that, and you said it's when you draw close to a Buddha or a Bodhisattva. Would that also mean that when you think about a Buddha or a Bodhisattva, you feel peaceful? Would it be the same with thought, or is it only in physical?
What was it again? I wasn't paying attention. I was to control my head. Now he's becoming a statue. Instead of Dharma protector, he's a statue. Girls, you agree that when men stop going eyes like that, they're more trustworthy? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. You don't have to thank me. You're welcome. Okay. Very good. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Master, there's just so many Buddha statues up here. I want to look at them all at the same time.
Yeah. Right. Okay. No excuses. That's lesson number 2. We are men. When we take our women, we don't make excuses. You know, say, oh, I'm sorry, I was a little bit late. I was distracted. I forgot to take a bullet for you. No excuses. Okay? Way Mountain.
Thank you, Master. My husband always tells me, I need to protect you. I need to protect you. It's like the motto of his, whatever he's doing. So
See, step number one then. He's formulating a vow.
Yeah. Even the street, wherever I go, I need to go in front of you, so I'll protect you. So, okay, whatever. But there's one incident where we're outside, and there was a big bug. I mean, I don't know, some sort of big, huge insect flew by and landed on my sleeves. And I yelled, I screamed for help. And my husband flew the scene so fast. So that shows that there's no action, there's no protection whatsoever. It was all talks. And I was so surprised, I just freeze. I couldn't believe it. He ran so fast. Before he ran, he gave me this contact, like he actually looked at my face and he's like, oh my God, I need to flee. Like, I can't help you, kind of that kind of look, and he flew this, he ran so fast.
Okay. Okay. Guess who's sleeping on the sofa tonight? Yes, sir. 5.
I feel like I need to. First of all, none of you saw this bug.
It's reasonable. I mean, yeah.
Master, to your point, whenever Jeannie and I are out walking, we live in a busy place. I always make sure I walk on the sidewalk on the side closer to the street.
Where a rental U-Haul van might be crashing the crowd. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can put
we have the same
myself
mind.
in
Yes.
front
Yes.
of her.
Yeah.
That's the Southern hospitality approach to when you walk with your woman.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah. Best of luck
But
to you,
as far
man.
as this bug was concerned,
what did Mary Jo say? Give the mic to Mary Jo. She's so indignant. I mean, she said, I can't take this anymore.
Master, we never really heard about the bug, did we?
You know about what?
He didn't address the bug issue at all.
Okay. Is this a Dharma class or is we gossiping? It's all Malcolm's fault. You shouldn't have got me started. How to protect the Dharma? How on earth would I know? Do I look like a Dharma protector? Okay, let's continue. Okay. He enables everyone in the world to experience peace and bliss. Okay, we got that. It's contagious. When you are peaceful and blissful, people around you would feel the same way, would benefit from it. The God, comfortable, unmoving light, observes us. So this God here, and this world ruler who rules those heavens, comfortable here means that he's at ease. He's not afflicted by anything. He's not affected by anything, even at the slightest. That's what is meant by comfortable. And moving refers to state of samadhi. When you samadhi, you're unmoving. Why is that? Unmoving requires you to be in samadhi. You're unmoving because there's no thought that would make you move. Number one. Number two, what if the forces outside make you move? Is that still unmoving? No. If others can move you physically or mentally, then you're not unmoving. Therefore, here You see, this particular god ruler here has very, very high level of samadhi. That's why even the demons, even the ghosts cannot move him. Is that clear? And he just saw it. So these people, this is the nature of speaking a Dharma. They speak from experience. They don't simply, I need to emphasize this for you monks and nuns. When you speak Dharma, it's from your experience. It's a real thing. It's a very personal thing. It's not you pick up from a book and you read about it. It's not speaking Dharma at all. You see, right here is a proof in the Avatamsaka Sutra. He says, I talk about this because I know. That's what I do. Is it clear? There's a sense of integrity here when you speak the Dharma. Because you know what you're talking about. Not because you read it somewhere in the book. In Buddhism, it's not about reading. The main thing is you can read all you want. Ultimately, you have to experience it yourself. Okay? Next. 78. Beings are constantly occluded by darkness and delusion. Thus someone tells them about the method for gaining tranquility.
众生痴暗常迷覆，如来未说极尽法。
Okay, next person who took a look as far as he could at living beings throughout the Dharma realm. And he says, living beings are often confused by darkness and delusion. Confused by darkness because you can't see. Delusion is because inside you screwed up. You stopped yourself from seeing what delusion is. Okay? You don't allow yourself to see internally. You refuse to acknowledge it. You refuse to face it. Okay? So you look the other way. You like Andres. He sits there and he goes back and forth because I'm not sure which way I should go. Okay? No. So the living beings are constantly confused, covered up by darkness and delusions. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Master, the word in here, may, the word may in Vietnamese is also have a meaning is they like to cover. But I did not see that in English sense. I just want to point out that.
Which
mê
word?
đậy, si ám thường mê đậy, mỹ,众生. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The character number 6.
Me. Fu here is a cover up.
Me also means they have the tendency to like to cover.
Okay, yes, okay. It's occluded. It's covered up and be confused. Okay, it's close enough. Don't worry too much about the thing. And because living beings are confused, they can't see, or they have some internal issues, that prevent them from seeing the truth. Okay, so the nature of confusion, as per this Mahasattva, he says, we are either confused because we can't see, too dark for us to see, or we're confused because the prejudices and the things. Does it make sense to you that our confusion comes from quite often from our own prejudices? Again, can I go small? Don't try to tell me, that's not talk about prejudices. Can you give me an analogy of why we cannot see? I'll give an example of your keys. Anyone ever happened to you? It used to happen to me quite often. I was walking around the house looking for my car keys. Anyone? And after half an hour looking, they're right on the counter of the kitchen counter. Anyone? Why? Because in my mind, it got to be somewhere else. It could not be so obvious on the counter of the kitchen. You see? So we're not looking in our mind's eyes for it. Therefore, it may be right here in front of us, but we can't see it. That's the delusion. We delude ourselves. Does it ring a bell? Because I remember so often in my entire life, my first half of my life, actually it's still the second half as well, I kept looking for keys. I could not find my car keys. It's right there, right in front of me. I went by at least 10 times. I couldn't see it. Sounds familiar? And that's the scary nature of our delusions. We delude ourselves. We tell ourselves, no, it cannot be on the kitchen counter. No, it cannot be. That's too easy. When you get older, young lady, you know what I'm talking about. Looking for your car keys. Remember kitchen counter. Okay? That's the terrifying nature of delusion. It's right there in front of our eyes, but we will not register. The Duscam once tells them about the method of gaining tranquility. So the Buddha realizes that. And what is the antidote for being confused and covered up by stupidity and darkness? This is exactly a Chinese word. It says, you are confused and covered up, okay, by stupidity, your own stupidity, and the darkness. That's the nature of our existence. We covered up by darkness and stupidity. All right? So if you realize you are confused and you covered up, okay, you cannot see the truth, then you need to do the method of gaining tranquility. Okay, actually, the Chinese is a lot more precise. He says the Tathagata, for their sake, okay, would speak of the Dharma of quietude and stillness. That's when it's more beneficial, advantageous to be Chinese, because it's a Chinese teaching is so much more accurate. Okay, so in order to counteract our confusion and our being covered up, what do? We need a method for us to gain quietude and stillness. What's quietude? Quietude refers to a state where there is no noise, very little noise. Yes? What does it mean, little noise? Little noise means that the sound, yes, Wei Mountain.
Did you say little noise?
Little noise.
Little noise?
Yeah, little noise.
That means the thoughts inside us aren't that loud?
Yeah, very good. Little noise means that first of all, it's physical. The radio is turned off. TV is turned down. The stereo is muted. Okay, but also the noise also comes from inside your head. Okay, especially crazy people, they hear noises. No? Don't nod your head. No, I'm referring to crazy people. I was looking. It's a trick question. Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. When I'm managing the leg pains, sometimes, is the microphone on? Okay. When I'm managing my leg pains, like San Francisco Daniel is right now.
You can even hear him? I can't even hear anything. I hear no noise.
Sending you big hugs, Dharma brother. When I'm dealing with the leg pains, I found I physically have to breathe out loudly to drown out the pain inside my head.
Okay, that helps. That is helpful. I agree. So you create your own noise. You too.
Yes, from Din Tai. In a state of tranquility, we can more easily enter samadhi, which helps to dispel delusion.
Yes, that's correct. And this is why the Hinayana hide away from the noise of civilization, the noise of the TV sets, where it's easy for them to enter tranquil states. And this is a fallacy. Pay attention, cultivators of the way. It's a fallacy to think that you can go away from people and isolate yourself to gain tranquility. Okay? It's not the case. Because you may be able to get away from the noises of the city, of civilization, but you cannot get away from the noises in your head. Wei Mountain.
Yeah, I was just going to say the afflictions become a lot more obvious when there's people around and when you live your life instead of just running away and trying to meditate all day. The afflictions become much more obvious when you're doing, your job or whatever you do. And then that's, I think, when you when you know where your problems lie.
Yeah. And that's why I need to caution you cultivators, especially Chan cultivators. You think you can sit there all day and you call it tranquility, could be detrimental to you because the noise in your head, and you're so accustomed to it that you think there's no noise. And that's why the Hinayana practitioners, Hinayana Mahayana practitioners, get stuck because they think they gain tranquility, but actually it's a low form of tranquility. only tranquility from outside noises, not from inside noises. Okay? In order to get rid of your inside noises, it takes more than just crossing your legs and meditate. Any form of meditation. It's a lot more than that. All right, next. 80. Describing it as a lamp of wisdom that shines on the world, wondrous eyes understands this skillful means.
是则照视智慧灯，妙眼能如此方便。
This is kind of insightful. Why the Buddhists, the Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas keep on mentioning the light and so forth. He says, according to Wondrous Eyes here, he says, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas describe so passionate. Describe it as a lamp of wisdom that shines on the world. Okay? In other words, when the Buddhists in the Chan, especially the Chan school or the avatamsaka school, talk about light of wisdom, lamp of wisdom, okay, shining upon the world, actually that is the result of the method of gaining quietude and stillness. See how precise the avatamsaka teaching is. You think it's a casual thing, but actually he says, this is why we're doing it. We call it a lamp because in order for you to shine your lamp of wisdom, you need to have stillness and quietude. It's not talking. Can you do it? You can do it, then you are a lamp of wisdom. All right? And this lamp of wisdom here that shines upon the world. It's not simply enough to say that I have wisdom, therefore I can help. I turn on my lamp of wisdom. Okay? That's not enough. For us, Mahayana, it's a lamp of wisdom that shines, it's used for something. For what? Shining upon the world. Meaning we shine our light of wisdom to help remove delusions and unhappiness in the world, not for ourselves. It's so important for us to understand the distinction here. Right now, we're so noisy, our mind's so noisy, and we're so turbulent. Okay, so we just wish for quietude, we just wish for stillness. But that's why it's so important for us even now, even though we're not bodhisattvas yet, to understand this. Once you get the quietude, once you get the stillness, you need to understand that you begin to shine your light of wisdom. And that is meant to be used to help others. Not sit at home behind four walls. There's no such a thing in Buddhism. There's no such practice. Okay? Yes, in the future, and don't get me wrong, in the future, okay, we will allow you, I will allow you to hide behind four walls, to build, to build your biceps. Because you don't have any biceps right now, so I need you to build biceps so that you can lift heavy. Okay? But it's only a temporary process. is always to shine our light of wisdom upon the world. That's our ideals. Do we understand each other? That's why we're doing all this. Way Mountain.
Master, I wanted to ask a question that you said early on about your master, that when you were in his presence, your mind went to stillness. So I had a similar experience with another spiritual teacher in the past, and I always had this question, that kind of a samadhi that comes in the presence of someone who is high level of achieved cultivators, can that do a transformation, or it's only temporary and I have to do the work?
I don't understand the question.
Oh, okay. Put it simply, Master.
Yeah, simpler is better. Remember, I'm shallow.
Can someone like a Buddha or Bodhisattvas, can they transmit that samadhi energy to lay people like us and put us in samadhi?
Put you in samadhi. Yes.
Would that be temporary only, or can that be like a permanent transformation?
It could be both. It could be temporary, could be permanent.
Okay, Master, I asked that question because I had a similar experience with one spiritual teacher, but I always felt like after some time I was coming back to my normal state of mind. So I kind of got disillusioned. I thought, like, if it is only like a temporary thing, it's not valuable. So I just, like, when you were talking about it, I was thinking about it. You know, maybe is there something that we could benefit from it, or how would you say for people like us to use that energy?
No, there. You're being unreasonable. When you're hungry, we give you a sandwich. You want that to fix all your hunger issue forever?
No.
See, then why do you expect that to last forever? Why are you so unfair? Why is it you expect Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to do everything for you, whereas your McDonald's clerk you're happy with just being full for a few hours? Why the double standards? Is this an Indian thing? Answer that.
It looks mysterious, Master, like to get to that kind of... I don't even know what happens when I was in my previous spiritual teacher's presence. It looked magical and mysterious.
Boy, you have a lot of work to do here, my boys and girls. Okay. It's okay. Give yourself time. Yeah, let's hope. If you dare ask, there will be an answer. It's not about the fact that you're confused. We are all confused. The point is whether you're motivated to end your confusion or not. That's all. Okay? So sometimes Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will help you to give you a flavor, okay, of what tranquility is like. For example, they come and talk to you, buy you a cup of coffee. By the way, I found a new place of coffee here in Northern California. Never mind, I got distracted all the time. Okay, it's not Phil's coffee. Okay, anyway, she says, what? It's near her place. Yeah, that one there. Yeah, the quiet one. Okay, so where were we again? Never mind, it doesn't matter. Okay. Yes, Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. How do I start looking at my own faults? My ego shields me from doing it, even though I want to.
Your ego what?
It shields me. My ego won't let me find my own faults, even though I want it.
So your ego stops you.
Yes.
How you know your ego?
Because, well,
You're making a statement, and everyone, oh yeah, my ego stops. You say what? I said, since when did your ego stop you?
I kind of feel it. I know it's kind of moral from right and wrong.
Here we have another one. Mary Jo, explain that to me. Please help us out. This lady says, my ego stops me.
Well, I wasn't thinking in those terms, Master, but I had a similar thought that.
Well, you too? Me too.
Yeah, in working with so many people, you hear their limiting beliefs about themselves and about their problems and situations, and they can't work outside of that. Like they can't see outside of that, and they really require somebody else to invite them to expand beyond where they're stuck. So I don't know if that's exactly what Junie's asking, but yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. So you have the same problem. Your ego stops you too. And you're in your patience as well. And you see that there's not much you can do. Do Northern Californians have the same problem, or just only people down south? Koreans have the same problem? No, your ego stops you from seeing your own faults? No? So how do you see my faults when she's basically paraphrasing her. I try to look at my faults, but somehow I don't look very long. She puts it, my ego stops me. Very sensitive woman. What? She's crying? What is your answer? Why you look so sad? It's another half hour. 35 minutes. Yeah? Yeah? How?
I think I have the same thought too.
You have the same thought too. Your ego stops you.
Yeah.
The ego says, go away, I don't want you here. Okay? Stops you. Yes. 何方? 5.
Master, I have a question here. I don't know whether it's the same thing, but sometimes I think a lot of people feel the same way. Sometimes you feel you are fighting inside. Morally, you should do something, but another thought come up that stops you. So my question is, are the both sides are from my ego? Or just the bad one? Because I think if you judge it's a bad one and the right one is not my ego, it's the discrimination at the first step. So I'm curious about this. Do I make myself clear?
No.
I
The more unclear you are, the safer I feel. Wei Mao.
It's easy to see your faults when you're put in an uncomfortable situation, like when we cross our legs, or or do something hard, I think that's probably the best time that you can see your faults, because you say, I'm going to cross my legs, and then when it starts to get hard, then the thoughts of, oh, I hate this, all the thoughts, all the really bad energies start to come up in your consciousness, and it becomes so obvious to see them, and at that point you can work through it. So I would recommend that to do hard things that make you feel really uncomfortable. For me, that's what's helped me to spot my own inefficiencies the best.
Okay, I have a couple of ways for Jeannie to deal with it. If you, those you find yourself stopping yourself from looking, continue to look at your own faults. Okay? Those you who have a tendency to do that, I have a remedy immediately. Would you like to have it? No? Does it mean no or yes? Just give me either a no or a yes. Don't say ah. Yes or no? See how easy it is? I just proved to you. If you think about it, it's so painful. When you don't think about it, it's a yes or no. What pain? For 1 second, it's no pain. Because you believe the thought right there. I want you to pay attention to this. You believe the thoughts that it's hurting, it's killing me. You believe it. You really believe it. And you don't realize, sir, that's not you. They make it appear a lot worse than it really is. And what's the antidote? I just taught you. Don't think about it. Think about yes or no. And your devoted master. You see? Distracted yourself. That's the principle. Distract yourself. That's all. Don't think about it. Because what your mistake you're making is that you believe it's real. And that's why I say, go away. I don't want this. You try to weasel your way out of it. Whereas the antidote is either distract yourself, don't think about it, okay? Think about something else, okay? Or, if you're like a real man, which some of you are not, okay? You endure it. You just endure, you just take it. That's all. You say, yeah, I'm going to take it. Yeah. And if it doesn't work, distract yourself. You know, take a pin and stick it in your legs. See, there's so many ways to distract yourself. I don't care. I'm illustrating a point. It's all mental. It's your imagination. All you have to do is distract yourself. And once you distract yourself long enough, the chi builds up. Then you pass that thing. Next time is a lot easier. And easier and easier and easier. That's all. You're so weak, I can't take this. I mean, you Americans are so weak. You know, Koreans, they hurt like hell when they sit there and they sit for 4 hours. And they stand up and say, oh, it really hurts. And they're so used to being beaten up and punished so that they I'm supposed to suffer, right? I'm supposed to endure pain. You Americans are so spoiled. They say, I don't like pain, I hate pain. You know what I mean? There must be a way for me not to have to endure this. Whereas the Dharma here is to endure. Okay, and wondrous eyes. Yes, JMT. Yes.
마스터, 저기 자기 객관화가 안 되는 사람들을 어떻게 도와줄 수 있을까요? 세라님 들으세요? 그러니까 셀프 오브리케이션이라고 해요. 심리학적 용어.
Yeah, louder, louder, louder. No, turn it up, turn up the volume.
그러니까 그게 영어로는 셀프 오브젝티피케이션이라고 하는데 마치 거울에서
Now you scream all you want.
뭐요?
Yeah.
그래요? 네, 다시 할게요. 영어로 셀프 오브젝티피케이션이라고 하고요. 그게 이제 거울 앞에서 자기 자신을 이렇게 겉모습을 보듯이 자기 내면을 바라보는 거. 그렇게 자기 객관화가 안 되는 사람들을 어떻게 도와줄 수 있는지 그거를 질문 드렸거든요, 마스터한테. 네.
네.
Master, there's this kind of people, it's more like they seeing themselves in the mirror, but they can't really see themselves. How do you help this kind of people?
No problem. I don't know how to help those people either. If they're blind, they're blind. They see themselves, but they don't see themselves. It's too deep for me. For example, how can you see yourself in the mirror and you don't see yourself? How is it possible? I hear, but I don't hear.
지금 제가 JMTA에다가 그 자기 객관화를 영어로 보내드렸거든요. 혹시 보이세요? 보실 수 있으세요? 네, 설명. 네, 혹시, 네.
Master, so she mentioned about self-objectification.
Yes.
That's what the term that she used. When people view themselves, I looked at this in, I searched through the Google. It says when people view themselves as objects for use instead of as human beings. That's self-objectification. But I don't know if she meant it. But people with that kind of tendency, how do you help them?
Yeah, I totally agree. I see myself as an object that drives a red car. I identify myself with it. And what's your point again? What's wrong with that? We go into
사람들이
psychology
좀
and
상담이나 좀 수행의 진전이 느려가지고 그런 사람들을 어떻게 도와야 될지 질문드렸습니다. 아니요. 수행뿐만 아니라 상담에서도 내담자가 자기 객관화가 안 되는 사람들이 좀 좁기가 어렵거든요. 그러니까 이런 사람들은 항상 자기는 잘못이었고 다 모든 게 다 남의 탓이라서 이렇게 자기 문제를 볼 수 없고 자기 객관화가 안 되는 사람들을 어떻게 도와줄 수 있느냐.
So she explained again, there are these people who doesn't see their fault, and they all blame other people's for this fault. How do you consult these people? How do you provide the consultation for these people?
how does it have to do with objectification of myself? You see, boys and girls, when you speak Dharma, there's some expert like Jumi and Mary Jo and so forth. They're into, mind studies, and I study mind, I study your mind, and they throw things like that at you. And say, our research says so and so, and this is what we understand about it. Okay, and let me tell you, don't let that throw you off, because they're building concepts upon concepts upon concepts. Okay, it's all intellectual stuff. It's not based on what's really happening inside of people's head. Mary Jo, what have you got to say for yourself? Bosco, the crazy people doctor, is not here, so I can't pick on him.
I just try to focus what's on inside my head. Because I'm bringing that to help them, and I have to help myself first.
Yeah. So humble. That's what they do to you. You meet a lot of these professors, there's a lot of therapists that throw things like that at you, then studies and upon studies upon studies. Your study is flawed. Your theory is wrong. Don't build on top of that. But no, they go ahead and build it up. Wei Mountain.
Master, I know I talk about this a lot, but the 10 Vows of Universal Worthy chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra, it makes it sound like in every being, in every actually molecule of the entire universe, it's infinite amounts of Buddhas inside of there.
Yes.
So that means inside of each person, there's Buddha and Buddha nature. So I think a way we can help people is to not see as much, don't put as much importance on their ego and their false nature, but look through that and see their Buddha nature. Because if our Buddha natures are connected, if I'm seeing the other person's Buddha nature, I have a feeling it'll strengthen that part of them. And eventually, if they've planted enough good roots, and if we have enough good roots, then they will develop in a good way.
Sounds profound. How many hours can you sit?
1.
And you dare talk about Avatamsaka Sutra?
Yes.
No, sit longer. Don't go there. Okay? And this yesterday morning, when I was preparing for my class, someone called me up and said, "Can I talk to you?" He said, "Just before class?" And I said, "Okay, I'll see what she has to say." Call her, and he said, "I have some exciting things to tell you." And he says, and she went on and on about her discoveries. And he says, "I just want to report it to you. And that's all, Master." And I said, "Okay, thank you." I hang up. The message is too much thinking. Still too much thinking. It's the sickness you have and he has. You're too enamored with concepts. You try to explain, and that's a mistake. If you're still trying to explain, it's too much thinking. That's a clue right there, okay? It's a good state, but it's still not there yet. Do you understand? You're still thinking. If you get it, it's different. Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. I just want to clarify. Someone was asking if, what does it mean if you look in the mirror and you don't see yourself, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page with this. That means you're a vampire. You got big problems, man. Like, we got to talk.
Okay, you can argue with facts. Okay, Brady. Okay, thank you for your input, sir. He's so serious. He said, I have something important to tell you, all of you. We're talking about vampires. Count Dracula. Yes, one.
Yes, this is not a vampire stuff. Cordelia states, having blessings helps me see my affliction. I sit and meditate and watching my thoughts. Sometimes I recognize my affliction. Other times I see the thought, but didn't realize it's my affliction. But I keep at it, and after a certain time, I will be like, oh, that's what it is, and I'll work at it.
Very good. Excellent.
And Din Tai states, when a person is willing by their own choice to undergo suffering, then they will slowly understand how the ego works.
Very good. How many hours can you sit?
I don't see an answer yet.
Not
He
that
states,
many.
Mental discipline is much more challenging than physical discipline.
How many
Which
hours?
I would actually disagree, but
I just need a number.
don't know it. He says
Okay.
he doesn't know it, I guess.
I want you all to know your questions are valid. Your questions are penetrating. And your questions are very, very good. And I wish that you would ask them, Master Shenhua. I'm sure he has better answers than I can give you. It's unfortunate. And you don't realize how wonderful it is for you to formulate your questions like this so that you can see the nature of cultivation. Who's talking and who's doing. Okay? Don't be impressed by people who talk. All you have to take a look at them. Say, you should not be talking about this because you're not sitting long enough. They can talk all they want, but they don't know what they're talking about. They simply use the words. They don't even know what those words mean. And here's a question they have. I want you all to be, all you monks and nuns, this, or you teachers who are professionals or in this, who are doing this for a living. The people, they have a question. It says, you tell me to look at my faults. I don't like my faults. Okay? But somehow, I stop myself from looking at my faults. What to do? I know it's advantageous to look at my faults, but I can't. I can't bring myself to look at my faults. What to do? It's questions like that will spell the difference between either you know or you don't. You can't beat around the bush and this. How do I deal with it? I will not allow myself to look at my faults. And the answer is, good luck. I don't know either. So if you stop yourself, you ask yourself, why do you stop yourself? Ask yourself, what did I convince myself? How do I convince myself to stop? Does it make sense? Are those reasons valid? Each person will be different. You unbuckle because you have your own reasons. All you have to look at, are they valid or not? If they're not valid, then you simply will always have that problem until the end of time. But if you see that they're not making sense, then all you have to do is, this doesn't make sense. I'm going to keep on doing it. That's all. Does it help? That's one thing. That's something you can do for yourself. And if you feel so strong, meaning that it's no longer you, but it's your ghost who says, no, 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 I won't allow you. Yes? It happens. Then, the other option is someone says, look. You keep looking. Your good no advisor will tell you. And that's when the antidote is the good or no advisor's command, and you obey. You don't question. You don't need a reason. Because that's what happens because if someone tells you to stop looking, okay, then the antidote is that I will obey my good knowing advisor's instructions. I don't care what you say. Everything has an antidote. That's all. Does it help? Unless you bring out your problems, you will struggle on your own. This is what happens to people who sit by themselves. They have these problems and they don't know how to deal with it. And you will not find the answer in the books. Okay, going back to slide 80. Yeah. Wondrous eyes understands his skillful means. So, meaning that wondrous eyes is at the skill level very high. That's why he understands how to help living beings who are occluded by darkness and delusion. For that, you need skill in means. You need experience. All right? So these are the insights you have. And that is very casual verse. Actually, it's a lot of details. A lot of detailed implications there. 82. The thus come one's pure and wonderful physical body universally manifests in the 10 directions, defying comparison.
如来清净妙色身，普现十方无有比。
83, the commentary slide. He says, the Buddha's pure and wonderful physical body, okay, How do you get a pure body? How do you get a pure body? Taking a lot of showers? Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. I believe you get a pure body by holding the precepts.
Holding precepts. Very good. Anyone else? That's it? Yes, 6. How do you get a pure?
Maintaining a pure mind.
Pure mind. Yeah, okay, along the same line of precepts. Yes. All those things. Okay. Just know that Buddha's body is pure. What do I know? you get tricked all the time. You should ask, Buddha, why do you ask such a question? Wonderful physical body. So the Buddha's body, based on the Buddha is reminding us, his body is pure, is wonderful physical body. Wonderful meaning that it's marvelous. It's full of wonders. Okay, it's fascinating, and it can manifest everywhere. In the 10 directions, okay, and define comparison, and there's nothing that's even remotely comparable. Is that clear? And that's what we're talking about, the physical manifestation of the Buddha's body. It's incomparable, period. 84. This body has no nature or place of reliance. The God wholesome reflection observes this.
此身无性无依处，善思为天所观察。
That's how you get a pure, pure, wonderful physical body. How? Because it has no nature or place of reliance. You got the answer now? Huh? Your ideas are pretty good. Precepts and no thought and so forth. Actually, it's even more precise. It says, in order to have the pure, wonderful body, physical body, the Buddha, okay, that body has no nature, nor place of reliance. What does it mean, no nature or place of reliance? Yes. Five.
No marks.
No nature. No nature. No marks.
No marks. Yeah, that's my answer.
No nature. No marks. You take this wonderful thing called gelato. You turn it into durian ice cream. I'm shocked. Yes, 6.
Does it mean no production of thoughts?
No production of thoughts. No. Wei Mao.
I was going to say that there are no causes or conditions.
Causes and conditions? Okay. No nature? Okay. I'm running out of time, so boys and girls, Wei Mao. Okay, quickly. That's it? Okay. No profound question. No more questions. No nature. Nature here means, for example, what it's made of. is that you can think of off the top of my head like the elements, the four great elements. Is it water? Is it the nature of water? Is it the nature of fire? Is it the nature of earth? Is it the nature of wind? Like our bodies. You see, our body is made of the four elements. Actually 5, emptiness. And then 6, consciousness. Okay? You got that? Okay. So the nature refers to what the constituents of the bodies are. Is it water? Is it earth? Is it fire? Is it wind? And so forth. Okay? Is it consciousness? Is it emptiness? Okay? No such a thing. Yes, Wei Mao. I told you not to ask questions.
Sorry, I just wanted to know if that was related to Vajra.
Sorry?
I wanted to know if that body, is it related to the concept of Vajra?
One more time. You have some composition here locally. Louder.
Yeah, you were talking about the composition of Buddha's body. Is it the same as Vajra?
Yeah, there's no nature. Okay? People say, what about Buddha nature? I say, Buddha nature. Describe what the Buddha nature is. The Buddha nature is no nature. Buddha nature, your self nature, defies description, defies classification. That's why it's called no nature. Am I making sense to you? Okay, I try to go small first and people object to it completely. Master, you take something so profound and you turn into something so shallow. I'm a shallow guy. Okay, no nature here. I started by telling you it's not water, it's not fire, it's not wind, and so on. But actually, Buddha nature itself has no nature. The self-nature has no nature. You cannot classify it as a nature at all. It's just no nature. Okay? What's also interesting here, I want you to even think about, is that the Buddha has no place of reliance. The body doesn't depend on anything. Does not depend on what? We talked about earlier. Quickly. What did we talk about earlier that we argue over and over? Huh? It did not depend on? Quickly. Huh? Yeah, quickly. Yeah? Jae-hyung. Oh, that's her name. See? My Korean is getting better. What did we talk about earlier? Don't know. She said, I was sleeping. What were we talking about? Huh? That's a manic behavior, you know that. You let it because you observe it, because that's a manic behavior. Mary Jo, you agree with me it's a manic behavior or not? Or am I just being a cheap psychologist?
No, you go for it, Master.
Huh?
You're on the right track. You can go for it.
Yeah, throwing tantrums, demanding attention, and asking to be punished.
Yes.
And guess what? We're not giving in to such demands. Okay? We ignore it. Okay? And when he gets tired, he'll stop. What is harder? Okay? We can only do that when we're not afflicted at all. But you're afflicted, it's like, my God, what kind of people are these Buddhists? They let a kid cry until, he hurts himself. Yeah, we Buddhists are cruel. Our nature of a Buddhist body is cruelty. Okay, it says, no place of reliance. Okay? Meaning what? We talked earlier about protection. You depend on protection. Your woman depends on your protection. We're now coming full circle. Jae-hyung, you remember? Huh? Yeah. Nem bok the qua. She said, Okay? We come in full circle now. No protection needed. You see that? The Buddha needs no protection. Dharma needs no protection. Do we understand each other? Buddhas doesn't depend on anything. We're talking about our women. Our women. You know what I mean? Our women need our protection. We put our body, it's funny that now I put my body before, now I put my body as a place of reliance, you see? So because they need our protection, you use our body to protect them. So they depend on our body for protection, right? And the Buddha body here says, I don't depend on any. I don't depend on your protection at all. Isn't it fantastic? Hey, Daniel, you have some competition. It's much easier to ignore Daniel than ignore the boy. Yeah. But I thought when you raise children, when at the age where they scream at night and they demand attention, and what do? You let them cry until they cry to sleep, themselves to sleep. Does it make sense? Does it ring a bell? You are also cruel. Okay. So the Buddha really does not need our protection. So why on earth would Malcolm want to be a Dharma protector? Why would the Dharma need protection? If the Buddha needs no protection, why would the Dharma need protection? Huh? Have you thought about it? Why? What are they protecting? Yes, too.
Is it for our own good?
Exactly. They're protecting you. They're not protecting the Buddha. Buddha needs no protection. Dharma needs no protection. Did you know? When are you going to know? The Dharma needs no protection whatsoever. Buddha doesn't need anything from you. It's for the sake of the Dharma protectors and us. That's why they're Dharma protectors. Wei Mao.
I was going to say the Buddha needs no protection because it's the substance, and what the Dharma does because it's the function.
The Buddha is untouchable. The Buddha cannot be harmed. The Buddha cannot be encroached upon. Why on earth would he need any protection? Go ahead, Wei Mao, quickly.
Thank you, Master. Maybe it's kind of like the Buddha's New Deal, you know, it's jobs for asuras.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I was saying, it's kind of like the Buddha's New Deal, you know?
New
It's,
Deal.
Jobs for asuras.
A what?
Jobs for asuras.
And we're gonna have these videos be uploaded to TikTok What happened? Oh, how your dad is so mean. Oh, I agree with you. Your dad, come here. Don't come here. Your dad is so mean today. It's okay. Come here. Here you go. Baba. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So wholesome reflection. Finally, wholesome reflection. Shan Siwei, Tian Su. So he's when you contemplate goodness, when you contemplate purity, then you will be able to see the Buddha. Okay? All right, we stop here today. Thank you, everyone!